Hey, this is nullFunctionDev. Today we're going to be continuing in our Flask series. Specifically, today we're going to talk about how to create multiple different pages on your website and route between them. So similar to last video where we talked about just getting a regular Flask application up, we're going to come over here to our directory, which right now it's the whole course. We're going to go to course 2 because this is our second episode. We're going to create, nope, not in the thumbnails one. We're going to go to course 2, go app.py. So our app.py file is going to hold our actual Flask code. And right now we're just going to leave that empty because we're building out our different files and directories, but there's not too much to it. So similar to course 1, we're going to add a folder called templates. I explained why we call it templates in the last video, so be sure to look back at that when you get a chance. And we're going to make home.html inside of it. So this is extremely similar to our last video. The thing that's going to change now and be different is we're going to add another folder in there, another HTML file, so that we have two different pages for our app to go back and forth between. So with that, we have our files and our directory set. We're going to open a terminal, which you can do by clicking Control and backtick at the same time in VS Code. Right now we're in that big directory, so we need to get to course 2. We're going to go cd course 2. Great, now we're there. We also talked about how Flask, how they require you to be in a virtualized environment, or they strongly recommend it. So we're going to create that. That's real simple. We're going to go Python 3-m venv my environment, my env. Now, some of you when you run this are going to get an error saying, hey, the system doesn't recognize that. It's probably because Python 3 should actually be Python or Py. For my system, it's Python 3, so if you get that error, just try around with different names. We see that my environment's been added to our course 2. That's great, so we're going to go source, my environment bin activate. If you're on Windows, don't type in this source part, just put this part. It's going to run a script to activate the environment, and then you're going to see my environment has popped up. And if you get lost in any of this code or these commands, there will be my GitHub linked in the description, so feel free to look at that. If you get lost, if you're not familiar with a command, just know I am on Ubuntu instead of Windows. So the commands are going to be a tiny bit different, but they should be pretty similar in terms of Python. So now that we're in our environment, we're going to install Flask. That's our only dependency. The way we do that, it's the same on Mac, Windows, and Linux. You're going to go pip install Flask. It's saying we installed it globally, which is not correct because we're inside of our environment. So now we can clear the terminal. We can honestly put that away for a second. The last thing we're going to do to set up our environment, we're going to go Control-Shift-P and find this Python select interpreter. What I didn't say in the last video, where people are probably like, well great, that was never explained, go to extensions, type in Python, and download the Python package so that you can actually do this command. Once this is downloaded, then you can do that Control-Shift-P trick, Python select interpreter, and then follow me through it. So the path, we're going to find it. It's inside of course 2, my environment, bin, activate. Go back here. The way we can test it is we can say from Flask import capital Flask. You see that it lights up green. It's recognizing that dependency, which is great. We can start coding our application. We're going to initialize a Flask object, aka we're going to build the actual app in the background. So we're going to call this initializing. We're going to say app, which is going to be our object that holds it, equals uppercase Flask name. Then we're going to build our home page. So this is going to be home page. Some people call it landing page or index. It's any way you want to go about it. We're going to say app, which is what we called our object, route, tick /. So when someone visits our page, localhost at whatever port, this area, they're going to get this. So we're going to go define our function home. We're going to say return something. We're going to do render template. We're going to go render template, and we see that's not showing up. It's not recognizing that. Just go up here to our imports. We're going to say render template. And here we're going to come back and put our string of home.html, which we saw in our templates folder. So render template pulls out of this one. We explained that in the first video. Our second page, another one, right here, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go app.route tick / and we're going to call this another. So this is the extension that we're reaching out to when we want to go to this page. We're going to make a function called another. We're going to return render template another.html. So the same exact thing, just a little bit different with our file path and what we name our function, as well as where we're actually pointing to. Then we're going to go down. I'm going to make sure that I actually put my colon right there so that I don't get an error. We're going to say run the app. If name equals main app.run, so call this, and we're going to say debug equals true. We want it to show us output, and we also want it to live update as we update it. This right here, this is pretty much all the code that we're going to need for our 2 pages. So what we can do from here now is we're going to get into our HTML files. We're going to start with the home one. So go to home, go ! enter, and you can see it pops up some boilerplate. We're going to change document to home page. We're going to come down to the actual body of the HTML file. We're going to put an h1 header, and we're going to say hello nullFunctionDev, or whatever your name is. And then what we're going to do differently here is we're going to add a link. So we're going to add an anchor tag so that we can actually get to our other page like a hyperlink. So within the anchor tag, you see that there's a less than, greater than, whatever you want to call it. Inside of there, next to the A, we're going to go href. And we're going to use Jinja, which is a template engine, whatever it may be within Flask. Really helps us out. We're going to go bracket, and we're going to go space URL for another. We're going to add a space on the end. The actual text that I want it to display is going to say go to another page. And what this is going to do, so this is the text that's going to show up. When I'm on that home page, it's going to light up and let me click on it. When I click on it, it's going to go to the URL for another, which if we go back to app, is this right here. So you can see how if we do that on the another page and point at the home page, these are going to be able to flip back and forth with each other. So honestly, what we can do here, we can take this, we can go Control A, Control C, Control V. We're going to call this another page. We're going to go, this is my second Flask website. Great. URL for another, just change this to home. Go to, we'll just call it home page in all caps, so you know that this is where you're going. And with those filled out, it's real simple. We can open back our terminal, make sure that we're in the right directory so that we're in course 2, and we're going to say python3 app.py, which is our Python file. We're going to see this, which is great. This is what all of our debug allows us to see. We're going to want to click on this, so control click it, and boom, there we go. So we have our home page, right? This was our / If we type that in, I'm not lying, there it is. I want to go to another page. You see my cursor is a pointer. I click on it. Great, I'm on my other page. You can see right up in here in the URL. Back to the home page. And just like that, now we have multiple pages. You can do this with as many pages as you want. And we'll see in the future how this is going to be super useful when it comes to login screens, user authentication, tracking different things. This is your baseline for using Flask. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Be sure to visit my GitHub if you get lost or if you need any help or you just want to see those commands. But with that, thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.